Welcome back. As a quick recap, Ben is astonished by Rayon's mastery of swordsmanship and his ability to wield cold aura. For new readers or those needing a refresher, please refer to our previous chapters before proceeding. Now that we're all on the same page, let's begin. Rayon's voice rings out, clear and commanding, as he says, "If you don't think so, then perform your duty." The words hang in the air, a challenge to Ben to take action. And then, Ben's eyes snap back into focus, as he's jolted out of his thoughtful reverie and back into the heat of the moment. Ben's voice echoes through the air, loud and clear, as he calls out to his companions, "Everyone, retreat." The urgency in his tone is unmistakable, and his words are followed by the sound of footsteps as the group quickly turns to flee. As they run, Ben continues to shout instructions, his words punctuated by the pounding of their feet on the ground. "Focus on running away from the Mad Blood Demon. We have to save even one more person from the Mad Blood Demon." As the group flees, Runan's voice rings out, laced with desperation and concern. She calls out to Rayon, her eyes brimming with tears, "Don't die, no matter what," is met with a warm and comforting response from Rayon. Despite the danger and chaos surrounding them, Rayon's face breaks into a gentle smile, and he says, "Got it." As Rayon sits on his knees, the Mad Blood Demon towers over him, its voice dripping with malevolence. "You think those insects can run away from me?" The demon's words are laced with contempt, dismissing Rayon's friends as mere insects. The demon's gaze seems to bore into Rayon's soul, its eyes gleaming with an unholy light. The air is heavy with tension as the demon pauses, its voice taking on a more sinister tone. No, more importantly, the demon's words trail off, leaving Rayon wondering what fresh horror is about to be unleashed. Ben stood at a distance, watching the battle unfold with amazement. He thought to himself, on this continent, warriors are categorized based on their strength. Those wielding swords are ranked according to their skill and aura. Beginners have just learned to use aura, while aura users can separate their aura from their body and apply it to their weapons. Then there are the aura experts, who have refined their aura to release it into their surroundings, granting them the power to wield sword energy. Ben's eyes widened in astonishment as he gazed at Rayon. Rayon has reached the level of an aura expert, capable of using sword energy. This achievement should have been impossible, yet he's battling the notorious Mad Blood Demon, who's also an expert. Ben's thoughts continued, but even if he's fighting back against the Mad Blood Demon, he hasn't been able to deal any significant damage. He's able to somewhat ignore the difference in strength between them, too. Ben's trailing thought suggests he's noticed something peculiar about Rayon's battle dynamics with the Mad Blood Demon. His curiosity is piqued. As Rayon clashed with the Mad Blood Demon, Rayon's eyes suddenly met Ben's. Ben's thoughts flashed. Rayon just locked eyes with me. He's saying he'll create an opening, and that he needs us to synchronize our attacks. A hint of a smile spread across Ben's face as he realized, we've spent so much time together in the 5th training hall. We can communicate with just a glance. Ben's gaze shifted to the side, and his eyes widened in astonishment. Martha and Runan stood ready, their swords at the ready, their faces set with determination. Ben was left speechless, his eyes darting between the two women. He hadn't even noticed them preparing for battle. Martha and Runan exchanged a glance, their eyes locking in a moment of silent understanding. Then, in perfect sync, they nodded their heads. The unspoken communication between the trio was palpable. Ben's hand closed around the hilt of his sword, his grip tightening with resolve. "That's right," he thought. "We are Siegharts." The trio shared a fleeting glance, their eyes burning with a shared determination. In that instant, they reaffirmed their unspoken vow. Martha thought to herself, "We must protect this village." Runan's mind echoed the same sentiment, "We must protect this village." Ben's thoughts resonated with his companions, "We must protect this village." United in their resolve, the Siegharts steeled themselves for the battle ahead, ready to defend the village at all costs. The trio's thoughts continued in perfect sync. "If we're with Rayon, we can do this." As Rayon clashed with the Mad Blood Demon, their auras exploded in a maelstrom of sound and fury. The air reverberated with each impact. Rayon seized the opportunity, unleashing a burst of cold aura that encased the Mad Blood Demon's leg in ice. The demon's eyes widened in surprise, and it let out a derisive snort. Rayon's gaze locked onto the trio, and he bellowed, "Now, everyone, attack!" As one, the trio sprang into action. Martha, Runan, and Ben launched themselves over the Mad Blood Demon, their swords raised high. Their thoughts echoed with renewed confidence, "We can win, with our combined strength." The Mad Blood Demon's grin grew wider, his eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. "I was waiting for you, insects," he sneered. With a sudden burst of energy, the Mad Blood Demon unleashed his fighting spirit. The trio was caught off guard, and they were sent flying backward, their swords slipping from their grasp. The demon's aura exploded outward, creating a shockwave that shook the ground beneath their feet. Ben's scream of pain echoed through the air. "Kuhuk!" As he struggled to catch his breath, his mind racing with shock and awe, he thought to himself, "That fighting spirit, he can spread his fighting spirit around him like an explosion? This bastard, forget being an expert, he's on the level of a master." The Mad Blood Demon's laughter boomed through the air. "Ha ha! I was wondering if I'd have to chase each of you down. You've saved me the effort." His eyes gleamed with sadistic pleasure as he watched the trio's hopeful expressions crumble into despair. "Watching his hopeful expressions fall into utter despair always brings me such joy," he declared, his voice dripping with malice. The demon's gaze turned scornful. "Did you really think I was being pushed back by you?" With a sudden, ominous movement, the Mad Blood Demon raised his hand punch towards Rayan, his voice thundering with condemnation. "All of you will die here today, because you didn't know your places." Rayan dodges the Mad Blood Demon's punch with ease, his eyes blazing with determination. "You're not the only one that was waiting for this chance." As he focuses his aura, his sword begins to radiate an intense, flame energy. Rayan's thoughts reveal the secret to his newfound power. "All the murderous intent I'd built up during my past life as an assassin has allowed my cold energy to seep into the Thousand Flames technique, and focus it all into a single point." Rayan's voice rings out, "Thousand Flames technique, Zenith." His teeth gritted in effort, he raises his sword and strikes, stabbing towards the Mad Blood Demon's chest. The blade pierces the demon's chest, unleashing a maelstrom of flames that surrounds and engulfs him. The sheer force of the attack sends the Mad Blood Demon stumbling backward. The Mad Blood Demon's eyes widen in shock and amazement as he crashes to the ground, kneeling. Rayan's attack has left him reeling, his formidable strength momentarily broken. Rayan stands panting, his chest heaving with exhaustion. The effort of unleashing the Thousand Flames technique, Zenith, has taken its toll. With a mixture of frustration and disappointment, Rayan curses himself. "Damn it." His eyes narrow, reflecting his regret and annoyance at his own limitations. The Mad Blood Demon's voice rings out, "Incredible." With a sudden burst of strength, he grasps the sword still lodged in his chest. The demon's eyes narrow as he asks Rayan, "You took advantage of my defense weakening as I applied aura to my attacks, didn't you?" His gaze pierces through Rayan, as if seeing right through his strategy. With a swift motion, the Mad Blood Demon reaches out and grabs Rayan in his massive hand. Rayan's eyes widen in shock as he realizes his plan has been turned against him. Rayan's face contorts in a mixture of pain and alarm, his body trapped in the demon's crushing grip. The tables have turned, and Rayan must now face the consequences of underestimating his foe. The Mad Blood Demon's grip on Rayan's sword arm remains tight, while his other hand hurls Rayan through the air. Rayan's body crashes into a nearby tree with tremendous force. As Rayan's back slams into the tree trunk, he lets out a blood-curdling scream, "Kuak!" His eyes widen in shock and pain, his body limp from the impact. With a casual flick of his wrist, the Mad Blood Demon removes Rayan's sword from his chest. Then, with a single hand, he snaps the sword in two, rendering it useless. The Mad Blood Demon's gaze falls upon Rayan, his voice dripping with disdain. "If you want to overcome the difference in skill between you and I, that was still far too weak." Rayan's eyes widen in shock and humiliation, his face pale from the pain and exertion. Rayan clutches his stomach, wincing in pain as he thinks to himself, "I thought I would be able to make it if his aura weakened, but I wasn't able to pierce his muscles." He strengthened his skin and muscles to block my sword. Rayan's eyes narrow, his mind racing with the implications. He realizes that the Mad Blood Demon's physical strength and resilience far surpass his own, making his previous attack futile. Rayan's thoughts continue, "So this is an aura master." His eyes widen in understanding, as he grasps the true extent of the Mad Blood Demon's power. The Mad Blood Demon stands before Rayan, his aura now fully apparent. The air around him distorts, as if reality itself is being warped by his immense energy. Rayan feels the weight of the demon's aura, his senses overwhelmed by its sheer magnitude. Rayan's teeth grind in frustration as he whispers to himself, "My plans are over." With a sudden burst of urgency, he shouts to his group, "All Zieghart recruits, I command you as your leader. All of you, run away from here." Ben and Runan stare at Rayan in shock, Ben opening his mouth to question, "What are you?" Rayan cuts him off, We can't win against him right now. Run away and evacuate the villagers. As he shouts, Rayan thinks to himself, we have no time. We have to evacuate the recruits and villagers in order to minimize damage. Rayan's anger boils over as he yells at Ben, do you think it befits a Sieghart to die a dog's death here? The mad blood demon's voice cuts through the air, his eyes fixed intently on Rayan. Do you think you can hold out while they're running away? The demon's words are laced with mockery, implying that Rayan's attempt to protect his comrades is futile. Rayan calls out, Wrath, I suggest a wager. Wrath emerges from behind Rayan, a sly grin spreading across his face. Wrath's eyes gleam with excitement as he says, so, my turn has finally come. Rayan swiftly picks up a nearby sword, gripping it firmly as he prepares for the impending battle. The air is electric with tension, setting the stage for an epic clash. Wrath raises an eyebrow, his grin still plastered on his face. However, despite your attempt to wager, it appears you'll die any moment now. What do you intend to wager on? Rayan's eyes flash with determination. The wager is on whether he or I will be the one to die. Wrath bursts into laughter, his eyes gleaming with amusement. Ha! Do you think you'll be able to win against him? Wrath's tone drips with skepticism, implying that Rayan's chances of winning are slim to none. While the mad blood demon stands by, silently observing Rayan. Rayan acknowledges, it's near impossible as such. In order to meet the bare minimum conditions, restore my aura and my body, and I will take your rage in exchange. Wrath responds, at this rate, you'll die and I won't be able to receive your body either way. I will restore you then. Wrath enters Rayan's body, his presence surging through Rayan's veins. Wrath's voice echoes in Rayan's mind. Let's see you take in my rage directly. As Wrath's rage courses through his body, Rayan's face contorts in excruciating pain. His teeth grind, and tears stream down his face. A blood-curdling scream tears from his throat. Kook. As Rayan screams in agony, the mad blood demon's expression changes from indifference to curiosity. He takes a step closer to Rayan, his eyes narrowing in scrutiny. The mad blood demon asks, what is that? You didn't drink the blood of an ogre or a troll. I don't understand how you recovered like that. That exceeds reason. The mad blood demon's tone is laced with skepticism, his words implying that Rayan's rapid recovery defies the laws of nature. His gaze intensifies, as if searching for answers behind Rayan's transformation. Rayan points his sword at the mad blood demon, his expression unreadable. I said it before, didn't I? There's no need for you to know. The mad blood demon's eyes widen in surprise, his gaze fixed on Rayan's sword. Rayan's voice takes on a menacing tone. Come, I'll keep you company until dawn. The chapter ends with a cliffhanger, leaving the outcome of the impending battle uncertain. Thanks for watching. If you want more chapters, please comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.